Good morning, sisters and brothers. Let's just take a moment or two and examine our last day. As we said yesterday, we just want to notice our lives in both gratitude and confession. And we'll take one of those gifts of the Spirit. Let's just kind of walk through our last 24 hours. Thinking about joy and where we experienced joy with God, where we entered into joy with others. That could be through time with God as you went about your day. That could be in a few moments in the morning like this. And maybe there was joy to be experienced with family or friends. For me, over a breakfast and conversation to follow. For me, over dinner last night, somehow food always brings joy along with it for me. Um, and so reflect over your day about those moments you had joy, and we can celebrate and give those gifts back to God and acknowledge Him as the giver of joy. But we can also then reflect on maybe ways that we missed it, whether it was letting the news cycle get into our heads and stealing the joy that is the fruit of having the Spirit in us. Maybe it was moments where we were short with the people we love, where we treated them less than kind, out of frustration, out of maybe we don't even know. Right? Maybe we rushed the kids to bed, or maybe we just sort of closed ourselves off for a time. What are the ways that in the last 24 hours you could have joined into joy, and yet um, chose not to? And those we can name with God the ways that we've missed out and chosen to miss out, chosen to not experience the life with Him that He longs for us to experience. I thought this morning we'd close. I've been reading through the Psalms and praying them back to God, and for some reason this morning I'm thinking about enemies, because often when you're reading the Psalms, it's David talking about his enemies, and begin to think about sin, evil, and death as our enemies, and that includes that sin and evil. It includes things like shame in our lives, or anxiety, or fear. Right, the way that those things can hound us and try to overcome us. And so let's just close out by praying Psalm 62 together over us, and thinking about sin, evil, and death as those enemies that God is more powerful than. It's true, Father, our souls find rest in You, our God. Our salvation comes from You. You are our rock and our salvation. You are our fortress. You are our citadel, and we will never be shaken. How long will others assault us? How long will all of them try to throw us down? This leaning wall, this tottering fence, how long will they try to push it over? Surely they intend to topple us from our lofty place. Our enemies take delight in lies, and with their mouths they bless, but in their hearts they curse. Yes, our souls find rest in You, God our Father. Our hope comes from You. Truly, You are our rock and our salvation. You are our fortress. We will not be shaken. Our salvation and our honor depend on You, God. You are our mighty rock, our refuge. We trust in You at all times. All people, come trust in God at all times. Pour out your hearts to Him, for God is our refuge. Surely the lowborn are but a breath, and the highborn are but a lie. If weighed on balance, they're nothing. Together they're only a breath. Do not trust in extortion, or put vain hope in stolen goods. But though your riches increase, don't let them get a hold on you. Don't set your heart on them. One thing God has spoken, two things we have heard. Power belongs to You, God, and with You, Lord, is unfailing love. And you, our Father, you reward everyone according to what they have done. Amen. Grace and peace to you, my